Okay, all right. Is everybody ready? Okay, all right. First of all, had a 100 plus play scrimmage. That was by design. I think the ones had 40 plays, the twos had 43, the threes had about a little over 20. We went live kickoff return. Really, there was some good on both sides today. We had 2 for 2 field goals, which that was really important. We were 100% on PAT. So, I think we're getting better in our kicking game, each practice out. And like I told the group, overall, I think we're getting better each practice. And what are we, 2 weeks and 1 day away? I mean, it's real football right out here. But overall, we didn't have any major injuries, which was something you're always concerned about this close to the season. R.J. Harvey, I know y'all heard, we lost him for the season. That was a big blow, but at the same time, we got to have other people. It's an opportunity for other people to step up. And we gave all the running backs a chance to carry the football and show what they could do. So, like I said, overall, good day. I think it was a productive day. We're finishing up fall camp. I believe we got 2 more practices and start school, and our routine starts. So, overall, I feel good about where we're at. Questions?
What was the difference, did you notice, from a coaching standpoint from last scrimmage to this scrimmage? I know Travis Williams mentioned you guys were putting a little bit more out there schematically.
Yeah, we played football today. We threw it a little bit more today than we did last. Just try to let our guys play. We had different situations. I think we started out at the 25-yard line. We had a backed up series from the -1. Then we went to the 50-yard line. Then we went plus 25. So we got all the situations, which is always good. For a coaching staff, it's always good for your players to kind of identify how you're thinking in certain situations with that. So it was good.
Coach, with R.J. Harvey out of the equation, what are you seeing from the rest of the running backs? How's that group shaking out?
Yeah, of course, Isaiah Bowser is a veteran guy doing some good things. And then, the other guys, I think, are all desperate to compete. And Johnny's doing some good things. We're just trying to make him an every down back. And, he's really getting better each day. Mark Anthony is coming on, doing some good things. Coles did a good job today, and then our young freshman Williams, he got some carries too. So we're just kind of each day at depth chart, kind of fluid, who's ready and all that. But we do have some guys that can do it. It's just a matter of them feeling more comfortable with what we're doing.
With 2 scrimmages at this point in camp, what are the biggest questions that you have left unanswered?
Running back depth and order is one thing. After this scrimmage, our staff will get together and we'll kind of start putting the pieces of the puzzle. We're not ready to say, okay, this is the guys we're going with against Boise. We are getting close. Special teams is a big piece to that too. Last week was punt return. Today was kickoff return. We got a helmet only practice tomorrow. Shells practice after that, and then we start school. So in the next 2 days, after the next few days, we'll have everything set with how we're going to go about personnel-wise for Boise.
You mentioned the field goal unit had a good day today, it seems like. Daniel Varsky, you added a couple of transfers. How are the kickers coming along?
Yeah, I mean, we're rotating all of them, and they're all getting a chance, to show what they can do. We've got open competition. We're going day by day, who won today. And so we're in the process of that competition, and we're yet to determine who'll be the first guy out there against Boise.
UCF graduated some really pivotal wide receivers from last year's team. I know there's some experience coming back, a lot of newcomers too. What are you kind of seeing from that group?
Yeah, we have a few of those guys that did play last year in certain roles, and you can see them growing. We just about have the guys in the positions that we think. We've been kind of playing back and forth, kind of mixing and matching to see who is the strongest at kind of what position. So we just about have that set. We do have some junior college guys, some young guys that are still developing. We need them to come on, and each day we're putting them in different situations. But we're getting closer to our wide receiver rotation. We'll need to solve that probably in the next 3 or 4 days.
Coach, last week you mentioned that defense had the edge in scrimmage #1. Who had the edge today?
Yeah, I think it was a little both. I think there were some good things on both sides of football. The good thing about today, there were some long drives. There were some long extended drives, and it gives you a chance from a coach's standpoint to see how they react on that 6th, 7th, 8th play of a drive, offensively and defensively. And so that was probably one of the best things that happened today from a coach's standpoint.
I guess in the back, you kind of hit on it a little bit, but what's the biggest unknown? What do you still need to learn about this team
You know, I think it's probably just more big picture. We're identifying our leaders are starting to emerge. Matter of fact, we chose team captains yesterday. We'll announce those tonight. It's just probably the chemistry, the overall chemistry of our team coming together with a new staff. We got a lot of transfers. We got some freshmen. We got some older guys that have been successful. And it's probably just the chemistry and everything coming together is the big thing.
Coach, going back all your years coaching football, when you have scrimmages in preseason, do you kind of know how good a team is going to be maybe after the first or second scrimmages? Does that really have a parallel to how the team's going to perform once the season starts?
Yeah, I tell you what, when you're in fall camp, really honestly, it's day to day. And you don't let yourself kind of get to a point like, oh, you know, how good can we be? I mean, it's just get better a little bit each day. And, you know, with the scrimmage with 100 plays, there's a lot of good and bad and in between, and your mind just kind of looking for leadership. You're looking for how we're going to react to adversity. You're looking how we're going to react to success. That's what the main thing for these scrimmages are. We got enough practices where we'll start doing scheme against Boise. We've been kind of just going slowly installing offense and defense, and the offense knows what the defense is going to do. The defense knows what's going to happen. So it's a little bit like that. But from a big picture standpoint, it's just about, man, your team and the heart of your team and how you're going to react to certain situations that winter. Is it going to come out, and are our leaders going to emerge, and everybody's going to follow the leaders in a positive, direction? That's really the key to, this day-to-day in fall camp.
You just mentioned team captains are being announced tonight. From your previous coaching experience, how do you go about choosing that? Is that something that players vote on?
Yeah, it's players. Our players decide. They vote on who they want to be their captains, and we just go by a voting process.
How do you see the battle at quarterback developing behind Dylan?
Day by day, Coach Kenny is rotating those guys with the 2s, the 3s. They've been getting equal reps. When we get done with that last, practice 2 days from now, we'll start figuring out 2 and 3. We're not ready to say that yet.
How has Big Cap Ryan assimilated himself into the mix?
Say it again?
Big Cap Ryan, how has he assimilated himself into the mix?
Yeah, he's a veteran guy. He's got a lot of leadership abilities. He's really came in and really tried to befriend his teammates and really connect with them. And, he's a veteran guy. He has high expectations. He's been fortunate enough to play in some huge games and played well. So, he's kind of a natural leader on that end.
Coach, they said, backup quarterbacks, you won't make a decision, right away. But, another guy you've talked about is Mikey Keene, who got here in January, a true freshman. Now that he's been here a little while, what kind of camp has he been having?
Yeah, he's had a good camp. It's real important to him. You do see him improving, and he's out there fighting. He's fighting to compete, and that's what you look for from a coaching standpoint, man. Who wants it the worst? Who's important to? And, he's battling, and Quad's battling, and, the rest of them are battling too.
Coach, here in the back, your philosophy on how you treat the last 2 weeks, do you have it down through your experience, or do you tailor that each year?
Each situation is different. This is a new team, a new staff, but we'll start narrowing things down. We'll start worrying about Boise State. It's been more about just getting us, ready. But now we're to a point where we're going to start really being specific on the things that we're going to do to play against them. And probably bigger than that, being the first year, is not just the first game, but we're defining who we are, offensively and defensively. We always want to play to our strengths. We have enough information now after two scrimmages as coaches have. We can go back and say, okay, man, we're good at this. This is a strength. Hey, we're not great at this. Let's wait on that. Let's build around our strengths. So we'll be doing that really in all 3 phases after this scrimmage.
You talked about the chemistry and improved communication amongst your players, but what's it like amongst the coaches?
We got a real healthy coaching staff, and I'm real blessed to be the head coach of this bunch. First of all, they're great people. They're all together, pulling the same direction, and it just feels good.
Thanks.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.